Overthinking. How are you going to fix your overthinking if you have too many thoughts floating around your head and you can't even think about fixing it because you're thinking too much about fixing it? You're not alone. And I used to also struggle with overthinking, as I didn't really have much control over my thoughts, and it did bring a lot of stress and struggle into my life. And it's not the best feeling, because overthinking can be really detrimental to your life and just the way you're living and how it makes you feel about yourself, how you view yourself, how you think maybe others view yourself. Overthinking isn't thinking too much. It is just unmanaged thinking. And to fix this, it isn't just to stop thinking completely and try and get rid of your thoughts, which is absolutely impossible. It is to actually strengthen the observer part of your brain and to make sure you're in control and to kind of be the driver instead of the passenger. At the end of the day, advice is advice. You can choose whether to take my advice or, just kind of still hold your own values, but listen to me, that's fine. But overthinking is unmanaged thoughts, and it can be also an uncontrolled consciousness. What I mean by this is your thoughts are just running around without any filter or direction. And when you have an uncontrolled consciousness, you're not really aware of what is happening in your psychological self, right? Because it's not controlled. Your self-awareness may be on the lower side of the spectrum. Not only a weak consciousness can lead to overthinking, but also stress. Stress feeds into overthinking. Stress triggers your nervous system, the response of your nervous system. And when that is risen, your mind is constantly looking for problems to solve, even if they don't exist. And this is causing you to be all over the place, to feel all over the place, and to be thinking about too many things, and you feel like you have no control over your thoughts. Now, why I strongly believe that training your consciousness will literally diminish overthinking. It's training your ability to notice what your mind is actually thinking without it dragging you away. I'm literally living proof of this, because I'm not even kidding. I used to be a retired crash out, so I know what it's like to have these mad, insane thoughts, just like crashing out, reaction. I was insane, all right? I'll speak on this on another video, but I know what it's like. And the moment I started doing shadow work, started strengthening my consciousness, because no one talks about it enough, your consciousness is a muscle. Just like any other muscle on your body, you got to train it, right? And lots of people lack in that area. So what I mean by training your consciousness is becoming more self-aware, becoming more in control of your mind. The mind is a freaking amazing muscle that lots of people don't train. Near the end of the video, I'm going to show you ways that you can strengthen your consciousness, but let's just start off with awareness. Awareness equals control. And when you start paying attention to your thought patterns, so this can be done through meditation, journaling, breath work, you realize you don't even have to believe like what you're thinking, because you have more control and awareness over your thoughts when you do these sort of things, because it's training your consciousness. And also stress regulation tools such as exercise, sleep, having mindful breaks, going on walks, this also lowers all the noise that's happening in your head. And another thing that you need to be aware of is conscious versus automatic. And most overthinking is automatic. And when you train your consciousness, you can decide whether which thoughts are actually meaningful or which ones are actually useless. And training your consciousness gives you the power to decide which thoughts are actually useful and which thoughts are meaningless. And overthinking is quite literally the worst thing. Some things that I do to help combat the overthinking. Well, I'm not much of an overthinker anymore, so it's really hard to kind of, share my current experiences, but I can definitely talk about my past experiences. But some things you can work on. I know this sounds boring and overused and basic. It's journaling. I can never not preach enough about journaling. Once you do it for 3 years like me, you will realize the substantial effect it really has on you. And you can't say it doesn't work. Have you done it for 3 years? Yes or no? Have you done it for 3 years? Then you can't have a say on if it works or not, because I know it does. I believe overthinking just comes from a place of not knowing yourself enough and not having enough control over your mind, not being self-aware, not training your consciousness. And this can be done through so many things like shadow work, which is really getting to know yourself and your identity and your purpose. It's not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. It does take time, consistency, patience, learning to love yourself, learning to dig really deep in the things that you actually hate about yourself, and then kind of, grow from there and heal and get to, know yourself better. For those of you who don't know what consciousness is, it is your awareness of being aware. Doesn't that sound freaking crazy? How to be aware of our awareness? No. What the fuck? Do you know how freaking crucial that is? Think about it. They don't fucking teach us that. And they don't know how fucking powerful it is to be aware of your awareness. You just don't know until you actually do it for years and just develop over time. It's not just the fact that you're alive, it's the fact that you know you're alive. Do you ever, I don't know, whenever I go camping with my friends, I'm always just sitting on the chair. It's always when we're out camping, with no technology, just the stars above us. It's always at this moment. But we're all just sitting on the chairs in the silence, just listening to the wind and just the cold air and the stars above. And we just think and say out loud to ourselves, what is life? Don't you just ever think about how we are here? And that's building that self-awareness. That's gaining a little bit of self-awareness. But it's always in those moments where it's very silent and there's no distractions around you. Ever think about that? In this world where distractions are present and around you 24/7, not just you, everyone is losing access to their consciousness. And this is what the government, the people with power, are trying to do. They know phones will destroy you. That's what it's designed to do. Distractions are designed to limit your access to your consciousness, right? Sleep. Okay, I'm just trying to make this relate. Phones. The reason why phones limit your access to your consciousness is because you are distracted, endlessly scrolling, and what the government and the people in power are benefiting of and buying from you is your time and sleep. These two things are so important for you. You need your sleep for energy and also time, because your time could be invested into other things. And when these things are taken from you, it can have huge effects on your health. And when you're not getting enough sleep can drive your mind crazy, because you're under stress, you're not getting enough energy to even function on a daily basis, and you're staying up late on your phone, fucking being distracted. And not only is it your phone, it's other things like, impulsive buying, so online shopping, that's also a distraction. Video games, any sort of technology, junk food. Basically, what I'm trying to say is we are trapped in a digital matrix. And I'm going to name the things that are very clear to me that are really prominent distractions that could be limiting you from accessing your consciousness and strengthening your consciousness. ChatGPT. I can't say it. I hate saying it. ChatGPT. ChatGPT. And any AI tool. It's smart, and yeah, of course it does help make life easier, but it's not neutral. And the price you're paying is your thoughts, habits, and creativity all being shaped subtly, and you don't even realize it. A YouTube video on the Diary of the CEO, and it said, and I was just listening to the brain activity versus someone who has to write an assignment by themselves and someone who gets ChatGPT to write it for them. And the brain wasn't even active at all on the AI assignment. So that is a big issue. And you're the product, because your questions, the questions you ask ChatGPT, your data and patterns literally help refine AI. So it's learning humans to basically be a band-aid for us, be a band-aid for your fucking problems, without you actually trying to have awareness of what your problem is for you to solve it by yourself. Oh, I'm just going to tell ChatGPT to help fix it for me. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what the fucking world is doing to us. And people don't even realize it. It's learning about you. You're not learning about you. It's learning about you. Ever think about that? Another clear distraction, obviously, as I mentioned before, is social media. Free, but not harmless. The price you're paying is your time, attention, and your self-worth. They feed you content that triggers emotions like fear, rage, sadness. That's what keeps you longer. That's what makes you stay longer on that phone. You're the product because your data is sold and your attention is being monetized off. You're literally being sold and they are benefiting off you spending more time on your phone. Another clear distraction I know is Pornhub. Pleasure with a price. The price, you may ask? Desensitization, warped intimacy, and addiction. It's not about healthy connection. It's about clicks and retention. You're the product because your habits are tracked, sold, and used to feed your dependency. And it's very damaging to society. We all know the effects that this addiction has on the world, particularly men. And what the fuck are we going to do about it? That's the question. I'll leave that with you. The next one that I thought about was dating apps. And you're addicted to the chase. The price is short-term validation over real connection. And we all know we need real, authentic connection in this world because we are human beings who need to connect with each other authentically and not over dating apps because it's very damaging and it's not real. It's all fucking fake and performative. They want you engaged, not in a real long-term relationship. You're the product because your swipes and messages feed an endless cycle designed to keep you single and scrolling. The last one that's very apparent to me, and I haven't watched TV in like 3 years at all, it's obviously binge watching like Netflix series and watching sports shows. It's like binge culture, entertainment, and it's numbing you and you don't even know it. And the price is wasted potential and fatigue. These types of shows are engineered for autopilot mode. So you'll be just watching it and you'll be like, oh, one more episode. How the fuck? Oh, I couldn't imagine watching a series. I'm not even kidding. Like my friends will be like, oh, I'm watching this other series. How do you watch series? Like I just don't. I fear my time being wasted. Like it just disgusts me. Like I just feel like my heart drop when I think about watching TV. I don't know, you do, but anyways, back to how sitting in silence, out at camping. The reason why you always ask yourself, like, what is life? It's just amazing, how we're here. How'd we get here? That's you meditating. That's you doing breath work. That's your mind at a relaxed state. Your thoughts are like this, right? When you're distracted, right? This is what your thoughts are like. Now, I want you to start breathing slower. All right? Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now, focus on nothing. Get rid of all your thoughts. Now, this is the wavelength that your brain is running at now when you're focusing on nothing, no thoughts. And, when you're out, camping or looking at the starry night, that's your brainwave. Without the distractions, without your phone, without, toxic people around you. And the world is taking that away from us, and it's really causing us a lot of problems, even like overthinking. And it's not your fault. Don't ever say, you know, oh, I have overthinking, you know, it's a big struggle of mine and it's my fault. I haven't done anything to help improve myself. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. We are in this together, and we are in a world that is designed to kill us. It is designed to kill us. So I have not mastered, but I've gotten pretty damn good at self-reflection, self-awareness, discernment. And this has taken months and years of hard work, right? Of, you know, shadow work. I'm going to talk about this in another video because I feel like it needs more explaining, because I don't even know about it myself that much. But I think I used to be a bit out of control like 4 years ago-ish. Maybe when I was around the age of 14, I was just like really reactive, angry. I just couldn't control my emotions, and it wasn't my fault. It was definitely the environment I was in. And I got medicated on this. I'm not sure what it was. I'm going to have to ask someone. But it lowered your blood pressure. I fucking hated it. Like, I hated it. And I took that medication for maybe a year or two. Well, not really, because I got rid of it. And I slowly conditioned myself to not need to depend on it. Like, I hated having it because my parents would give it to me before I had to race for BMX, and then I'd be so tired when I was riding my bike, and it would just affect me so much. Like, I would go to sleep very quickly. But I wouldn't react. Like, I wouldn't even be able to yell at my brothers because I was just so like, it wasn't great. And so how I started, you know, not needing that medication was I would burn it in a candle instead of taking it. I would pretend I took it. I would flush it down the toilet, throw it in the bin. A year later, have you taken your medication? I haven't taken my medication in a year. Why the fuck is your behavior so good? Because I started improving myself. I don't need to depend on medication. I need to be getting vitamin D. I need to be learning how to get access to my consciousness, reflecting, watching YouTube videos, watching people that are better than me give me advice. I don't need some fucking Band-Aid. So yeah, that did have a big effect on me, and I'll talk about it in another video. Anyways, I have 3 journals. 3 journals, right? This has 2 years. This has 2 years worth of writing in it. You know, I started journaling 2 years ago, and it's had a very significant impact on the way I process my thoughts. So yeah, it honestly depends on the day. Like, you know, some days will be a lot of writing, other days, you know, won't be so much, but, you know, it really depends on how you're feeling on the day. And you just write out, you know, you just write out your thoughts on that day. Like, just your thoughts. Today, I was fucking annoyed because this happened, and I really want to work towards becoming a better person for this reason, for that. And I can't stop thinking about how that person treated me. It made me feel like a worthless piece of shit. But you know what? I'm better than that, and I'm going to keep continuing to grow. Blah, blah, blah. Just write out shit like that, and then set goals while you're writing. Just let it all out. This journal. So that's just a personal journal there. This is my future journal. So how this works, right? You are writing out what is happening in the next months, years, 10 years, in vivid detail. You're not writing out what you're feeling in this current moment. You're writing out what is going to happen, what will happen, what has happened in the future. It's basically manifestation, but you're writing out what your future will look like in vivid detail. Self-explanatory. This one, prayer journal. I think having some sort of religion or some sort of spirituality in your life is crucial. It's going to help you with gaining access to your consciousness, self-awareness. Having like a God is how to be sane. It's how to keep yourself sane, to think that you're not alone in life, to actually follow some values, boundaries, rules, just so you can live by something and just have a little bit of guidance and keep yourself sane, So yeah, prayer journal, pray every day, live in God's word, help other people out, just, you know, making sure I'm also impacting other people's lives as well. It's not all about me. It's never always been about me. I need to make sure everyone gets a chance to grow as a person. Journaling. Journaling is the best way you're ever going to build self-awareness. And you can hear people say, oh yeah, just journal, yeah. Do you even know what you're doing when you're journaling? Do you know, like, what is happening? Literally, like a month ago, when I was getting my surgery on my neck, I was just going through a really tough time then. Like, I had people really close to me tell me to just stop my social media. When people say that to me, it really fucking hurts. Like, it really hurts. And you know, like, you just think about all the hard work you put in for someone just to tell you to stop. It doesn't feel great. And I just get pissed off, like, when no one said it to me. Yeah, anyways, it, like, really pisses me off when people say that. But I did this unconsciously, which is fucking insane. I'll tell you what I did. I fucking sorry for swearing, but I really surprised myself after, like, you know, what had happened. But anyway, someone close to me said, you know, I need to stop. Like, they always say it. You need to stop, you know. It's not worth it. It's, you know, you're not going to get anything out of it. I crashed out. Like, started crying and everything, like, got really mad. I unconsciously grabbed out my journal from my bag. Like, I've never done that before. Like, I grabbed it out, just started writing, like, unconscious of what I was doing, writing. 30 seconds into it, I was calm. I had no more reaction, no more, like, really bad emotions. Like, I had let it out and I was good. Like, that's how you can control your emotions and your thoughts, is just kind of understanding yourself more, like bringing that self-awareness to you, you know, kind of get to kind of affirm that you know yourself, that just because whatever anyone else says, you know who you are. So me writing out, like, all of that made me more aware of myself, and I was like, right, I know who I am. I don't need to listen to anyone else's opinion because I know what's right and what's wrong. So journaling, when you do it for a long amount of time, it is literally, it's a part of you, it becomes you. It's just like training in the gym. This is training your mind. And some people don't even know that. The next thing, meditation. I'm not a big fan of meditation. Like, I do it, but I don't religiously do it, because I do it when I'm journaling anyways. So it's kind of, I don't want to do, like, meditation redundancy or whatever that is. But really focus on your breathing. Like, before you go to bed every night, just make sure you're really relaxing, making sure, you know, your mind's sorted. Praying is the same thing. You need to make sure you're in an environment that's quiet, relaxed, no distractions around you, and you really need to let your thoughts out and make sure you're gaining access to your consciousness, hopping inside your mind. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? Why are you feeling these thoughts? Like, all of that. And you really just got to get inside your head. So honestly, to improve your overthinking, you need to learn how to self-reflect and gain self-awareness and strengthen your consciousness. We are not taught how to do this, but if you journal, it will help you, and you need to stay consistent. It's consistency. I know it sucks, but you need to do it. You must do it. I've never ever felt more in control of my thoughts and anything ever since I've started journaling. Like, journaling has made me such a resilient person, not just only, like, going through, like, hard shit. Like, you know, I go through hard shit. We all know that. But journaling has made me able to cope with my emotions during the hard shit, because I know myself. And when you have consciousness, isn't explained to us. We don't know. It can't be explained by science because they don't understand it fully yet. here's what I know off the top of my head. I'm not like some sort of expert. I just know what I know. We are energy. Everything is energy. And your thoughts create your reality. I know this is said, I know it's said so many freaking times, but it does. Everything you think is creating the output. It's literally physics, all right? But we have an energy field around us, and you really got to make sure that's at a positive vibration at all times. It sounds like, oh my God, spiritual, hippie, I don't know, some psychedelic shit. It's not. I think the more you know about this stuff, the cooler you are, the more gangster you are. But you need to realize you need to protect your energy because souls are real. We are souls, and you need to make sure you're strengthening that as well. Anyways, if you have any more questions, that's my advice I could give for you. Take it or leave it. That's your decision. But if you have any more questions, let me know, because I can really think on it, and maybe I'll have some hidden advice that you could use. Thanks for watching.